This
and kind
conference
of
will now be recorded.
good afternoon, everyone, because now they have just started recording, so I'm just repeating the things which I spoke right now. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, and really happy to have you all here in this pandemic situation. Looking at each other's faces and smiling to each other gives us strength to be positive. So let's start with the positive note. And today we have a third session, and in third session, our theme of this session is just one second, leadership during the COVID-19 period. And for the speakers for this session, we have Dr. Kalyan and Dr. Meenakshi Pahuja. So the first speaker, without wasting any time, I'll be straight away coming to my first speaker. It's an honor actually to introduce my colleague, Dr. Y. Kalyan Kumar, working as lecturer in physical education, Silver Jubilee Government College, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. He joined his service in 2002 APPSC, state topper in that exam, represented inter-universities in cricket in South Zone of ACA, International Papers 37, National Papers 34, book published 2, Handbook of Physical Education for UGC NET and SET, glossary of Physical Education organized 2 UGC national seminar. Since 2008, he is conducting free coaching classes for UGC NET SET, AP, DSC, KVS, and NVS competitive exams in physical education. We are happy to have you, Kalyan, Dr. Kalyan, as a speaker. May I hand over to Mr. Kalyan? Welcome, Dr. Kalyan.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you for your nice introduction. So it's a very happy to share a feeling to be interact with you. Today's topic, which was given by the jury, so the leadership during and post-COVID era. So everyone we know that. So what is the leadership? So what are the qualities of the leadership? So here I would like to delimit to my study for the democratic, autocratic, and the laissez-faire. So I'm going to concentrate on these three areas and how the leaders of their respective areas, so how they are responding to defend this pandemic 19 COVID-19. So that regarding this, I'm going to share my knowledge regarding this area. So the first introduction about the what is the leadership means. The first major study of the leadership styles was performed in the year 1939 by Kurt Lewin, and who led a group of researchers to identify different styles of leadership. This easily study this early study was study has remained quite influenced as it established the three major leadership styles. So the first one is, we can call it as a participative or the democratic, and the leader includes one or more employees in the decision making process, but the leader normally maintains the final decision making authority. So this is just a definition of the participative or the democratic leadership. And the most important quality of a good leader includes, so, integrity, accountability, empathy, humility, resilience, vision, influence, and positivity. So based on this, the management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do. So while the leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. So according to my opinion, so leadership is the creativity to translate vision to reality, into reality. So that is my my concept about this leadership. And here I would like to discuss about the pandemic situation in and around the world in the name of COVID-19. In this juncture, how the leaders are discharging their duties towards COVID-19 is the main concept. So now we are going to know about the democratic leadership style. So democracy is often criticized for the fact that tough measures are difficult to make, and the democratic government take time to make the decisions despite urgency required due to difficult circumstances. But India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has shown that the democracy means people's participation in decisions taken by the government for the welfare of citizens. So one of the biggest achievement in the democratic area is the welfare of the citizen is most important. So the PM Modi has provided decisive leadership in asking Indians to stay home for 3 weeks until 14th April, so that we as a nation are collectively able to defeat this global coronavirus pandemic. So uh, the nationwide lockdown has united the resolve of 1.3 billion Indians to undertake sacrifices to successful in conveying a clear message to the people of India that in fighting this pandemic, so we have to be united, and that our collective further depend on our resolve to maintain social distancing. The fact that 1.3 billion citizens instinctively and voluntarily agreed to follow the Janata curfew and applaud our healthcare and essential service workers, followed by majority of the population. So willingness to support the 21-day lockdown shows is mature democracy in which citizens support even the drastic measures of the government if it is in national and larger health interest. So the Prime Minister displayed a boldness in talking a strict and immediate decisions, knowing that it will cause some economic and temporary hardship hardship to some sections of the society, so especially the poor and downtrodden. So for which he even apologized on his Man Ki Baat address. Prime Minister rose above any political or vote bank considerations and took the unprecedented step of locking down the entire country so that our large population can be spread that disastrous effect of the killer COVID-19 virus. So the data shows the lockdown has been successful in the initial phases. If you compare with this 100 to 1000 COVID cases in 15 days after only Japan, which took 29 days for us. So though the initial gains in flattering the co-revive received a setback due to the gathering of Tabligh Jamaat members in Delhi, with the rate of confirmed cases doubling every 3 days. So that is our the days, the doubling cases are increasing for each and every 3 days. Right now we are getting this 9 to 8 days. This is a good sign for India actually. So last week of April, overall, the data clearly suggests that the PM Modi bold move of lockdown and strict implemented by state and lockdown local authorities has ensured that many lives are saved. So as per the World Health Organization has also been very appreciative of tough measures being taken by the government. So World Health representative to India, Hank, spoke highly of India's effort against the outbreak and Prime Minister's initiative to contain the deadly virus. So the commitment from the government and from the Prime Minister's office and the Prime Minister himself has been enormous and highly impressive. This is why India is doing well. So the Director General of World Health Organization, Tedros, was equally impressed by Indian actions lockdown and the social distancing and described them as very, very important. So the government has also been mindful of the economic consequences of a shutdown and high risk faced by workers living only on daily substances. So in the initial days of the lockdown itself, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced 1.7 lakh crore relief package for all the weaker sections of society. So even globally, this is the best thing. So even globally, the PM Modi has been leading the fight against COVID-19. He was the first world leader to give the call to all nations to unite against COVID-19 and took the initiative of hosting a video conference of all SAARC country leaders. So this resulted in a combined regional approach. A unique G20 leader meet done by video conference was also the brainchild of PM Modi. So this has helped India being at the forefront of steps being taken to combat menace of the coronavirus. So leadership is not a position or a title. It is an action and example. So this is the best example we can give. This democratic leadership style 100% suitable to the our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. So according to my knowledge, so authoritarian or the authoritarian leadership, the second leadership quality I would like to give some explanation about this. So the leader tells his or her employees what to do and how to do it without getting their advice. So China is the best example for next leadership style is autocratic or authoritarian. So the people often think China example to say the Communist Party took quick decision after the outbreak of COVID-19 in Wuhan. So because China is not a democratic nation and its government can take harsh measure. So the Chinese government silenced whistleblower, withheld crucial information and played down the threat posed by the new coronavirus, allowing an epidemic that has killed thousands to take hold across the country. So now the ruling community party facing a storm of anger from the Chinese public over its misstep. So is trying to rehabilitate its image by rebranding itself as the ambiguous leader in the global fighting against the virus. So the state-run news media has hailed China to respond to the outbreak as a model for the world. So some countries slow to respond to virus. Read a recent headline from the Global Times, a stridently nationalistic tabloid controlled by the Chinese government. So online influencers have prompted China's use of Mayo-style social controls to achieve containment. Using the hashtag, the Chinese methods is the only method that has proved successful. Why the China is going to succeed in this, according about this, apart from this, all these areas. So party officials have tried to spin the crisis as a testament to the strength of China authoritarian system and its hardline leader Xi Jinping, even announcing the plans to publish a book in 6 languages about the outbreak that portrays him as a major power leader with the care for the people. So the attempt to rebrand his gamble for Xi fell apart. So that China can play the role a responsible superpower. So the coronavirus outbreak has undermined those global ambitions, and the propaganda push suggests the party might be worried about losing damage. And as the virus spreads to over 200 countries and wreaks havoc on global market, experts said the campaign could revive concern about China a secretive approach to managing the crisis. So the danger of Xi Jinping is that as the virus spreads globally, the role that China's system of governance played in delaying timely response will face growing scrutiny and criticism from the international community, said Elizabeth Economy Senior Fellow and Director of Asia Studies at the Council on Foreign Relations. So the rebranding appears to be last-ditch effort by Xi to deflect blame and avoid a demand by the international community for an honest accounting of what actually transpired. So China is still deep in throes of the public health crisis with more than 84,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus infection. Right now at this junction, there are still 900 cases has been increased without any single symptom of the coronavirus. So that is the state of right now China before 1 hour. So the disease rate 4,700 deaths. Factories in many areas have halted productions and authorities have imposed lockdown measures across much of the country, beginning in January in the central city of Wuhan, the center of the outbreak. So the government is now working to promote the idea that international experts enthusiastically endorse its approach. And next leadership, so the delegative or the license for a fair or free reign. The leader allows the employees to make the decisions. However, the leader is still responsible for the decision that are made. So last but not the least, delegative or the laissez-faire is a leadership style which is suitable for United States of America. So we can take an example of Trump has been transferred their duties to all the governors of their respective state. So this style was aptly suitable for the number one country which is ruling, which governors of their respective state commenting on the President Trump. That the Trump making delusional comments on testing and restrictions. According to New York Times press information, US governor have accused Donald Trump of making delusional and the dangerous statements amid mounting the tensions between the president and state leaders over the coronavirus testing and the pressure to roll back stay at home measures. So the study has by for the world's largest number of confirmed coronavirus cases with more than 1 million infections and over 58,000 decisive cases, we can easily understand that the leader allows the employees to make the decisions, but the country like America is not able to control the pandemic when compared to the democratic and autocratic leadership. And in this spot, I would like to inform you that the leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. So as we observe these three different styles, how the leaders are responded to the pandemic and the rate of success with a democratic country like India, not with the autocratic or the laissez-faire. So at this juncture, so India has proved in a better manner when compared to the all other countries or any other leadership qualities. And when the after completion of this leadership, and one more area where I would like to concentrate on post era of COVID. So the mind beyond of our imagination, but still I would like to share some opinions based on World Health Organization's latest reports. And there will be no assembly further, offices, cinema halls in future. When it comes to petrol rationing, there will be supermarkets and malls and online sales. Here I would like to quote the word of President of Uganda, the Museveni, about the public indisciplined activities. If you are not disciplined, so if he informed a very beautiful sentences here, I would like to mention. This is the right platform to share. So God has a lot of things to do. The whole world has to look after him. So he does not have time to spell for the race, the reckless idiots. So do you want to put it during the war? No one asked anyone to stay in their homes. You will find yourself hiding in a basement under the flats for days. For pizzas don't fall on the roads for species. If bread is to be found, if you fall asleep listening to the sound of bombs blast at midnight, you will have no sleep unless you see the sunrise the next day and thank the Lord for surviving that night. So a child does not suffer from college, glad that the government has not taken your pill to join in the army. So amidst the midnight shouting of people with legs and hands in front of your building collapsed in the earthquake. So that's why in the cold of biting children and not sit up all night. So it is the state of affliction so fearful that snakes can be seen hovering over the legs as they catch a tree branch and hang up. So standing on the roof of house with food or crying toddlers for days. The helicopter throwing the right spot is not as bad as looking at your house and looking at the sky. So there were no bomb in this war. There were no soldiers. There are no boundaries. There are no peace agreements. There are no diplomats, religion, country, and female. There is no difference between male, infants, and the elderly. The enemy destination is the same, burying the world by destroying humanity. Its name is COVID-19. So, however, our enemy is not as strong as we think. So, there is a weakness. The face is booming, dissolves if heavy, a way very easy to beat, discipline needed. So understand the fact vaccine is not detected until another year. No country will ever admit a foreigner until a vaccine is found. So once foreigners come to our country, it is difficult to go back. The situation remains the same until June 2021. So this is as per the World Health Organization reports. No ship and no aeroplanes are possible. No flight is possible unless the side seat is empty. Doing so will not succeed commercially, so forget about it. So your children and relatives abroad may not see you for a long time. Forget about hostels, malls, movies. There will be no floral baths or the pilgrimage. Know that the Lord is the same wherever you pray. So let us base this issue to great extent. So remember the difference between a boss and a leader. So boss says go, let's go. Boss says go, a leader says let's go. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kalyan. In fact, that was something
Thank you very much.
We all were looking forward for, and you have actually presented in a very crisp way about it. And we'll be actually open to discussion. Maybe somebody wants to ask some question or some comments from anyone, or maybe we can do at the end after. Professor Ravi, yeah, please.
Comments can be taken up at the end of the session.
Makes sense. Okay, so without any prolonged wait, let me introduce the next speaker. And I'm happy to introduce my younger sister, Dr. Meenakshi Pahuja, who's an assistant professor in physical education at Lady Shri Ram College, University of Delhi. And she's working there since from last 18 years. She's an international medalist in swimming, 10th Asia Pacific Age Group Championship held in Busan. 1996 won bronze medal in 400-meter individual medley. Thrice Limca book record holder 2013, 2016, and 2018. Awarded the highest civilian award honor to Indian women, Nari Shakti Puraskar by President of India in 2018. She is an author of V.K. Pahuja's Swimming Statistical Bulletin, expert and reviewer, NCRT Physical Education and Size Swimming. She is also member of High Power Committee MHRD. She is a member of Selection Committee, Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award 2018. She is also a columnist and print media. Welcome, Meenakshi. Over to you for your presentation. Meenakshi Pahuja.
Unmute yourself, please. Meenakshi, madam, please unmute.
Kindly unmute yourself. Your mic is off. Yeah, that's now you start.
Am I audible, Venu?
Yes. Yeah, please start.
I would like to thank you, Venu, for that warm introduction, and I thank the Napess family for reconnecting. It's a great opportunity to reconnect with everyone. I heard the views of Dr. Kalyan, and I would like to begin on this topic of leadership, the pre and the post era, what we see with the COVID-19, right? So I would say he's already, described leadership. I would just like to add on, when we talk about leadership, it's further about creating more leaders, right? A leader is the one, okay, you are leading today, but your duty is to create more leaders. You add on more people in those leadership roles. Somewhere the decentralization of power is the key to take a democratic forward. As Dr. Kalyan rightly said, under the able leadership, we are in the able leadership of our Prime Minister Modi. The way it has been handled, it's been talked about all over the world. The same way, if we look at the whole thing of COVID-19, we know somewhere it's time to revisit the existing, whatever we had in our normal lives, right? It is about reinventing. Um, since we all are working in higher education and we know that research always tells us to identify the gap between what is existing and what is not, somewhere it is a possibility of doing so many things that this lockdown or this COVID period has taught all of us. It's a time somewhere where I see that the entire world is changing and the whole way of looking at the things, the most traditional school of thought, and I would say the practices that we were doing. Somewhere it's the time that we all had to go through these changes. You can call it a forced entrepreneurship. You can call a forced higher research period. You can say of exploring, somewhere the resources of e-learning, the materials which has come up. So somewhere I would say this COVID-19 has given a lot of positive things also when it comes to exploring and getting onto the positive side of the whole situation that everybody is into lockdown, right? So if we just have a look and we discuss about the possibilities, I would say somewhere it has, given us the concept of somewhere reinventing and looking into the what is the possible world. You are stuck in a situation. We are trying to work around a particular situation. Let's say we were so much into our structured classrooms, let's say our structured timetables, the structured things when we're talking about in higher education. But when we got this a particular situation that okay, now it's the online teaching, we are taking our classes online, we're going and doing the research work online portals, we were not even aware about so many resources, the e-learning sites and all that, but we all got to develop our own networks to empower our students to deliver them their resource materials, all those things. Somewhere it's given a jump to that digital area. So there is a possibility when we look at the situation. Okay, the traditional industries, let's say hospitality, let's say our sports own stadiums, our own sports events. If we talk about our own sporting events, right? Everything came at a standstill, right? We can talk about the mega sporting event that the entire world was looking at. Yes, the Tokyo upcoming Olympics. But what happened? The entire world saw that the Olympics also were postponed. And it is for the mankind that the IOC took that decision and it has been pushed to 2021, right? So somewhere we see the difficulties and the challenges of this time, right? But what's happening? People initially were somewhere at that situation that oh, this is disturbed, I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that. But after a while, okay, lockdown phase one, lockdown phase two, which is continuing across the country till the 3rd of May. And we know that by this time, people have started developing their own modules. Let's say if our aspirants, the kids who, the students who qualified for the Olympics, if you talk to them, they develop their own training schedules in their own limited ways, yes, but eagerly somewhere they all are waiting to get back to their traditional stadiums, their own training specific programs, because the performance is at stake somewhere. So the same way all the other industries, it's just not about sports, it's not just about physical education, it's about daily life too. Everything was affected. Let's say the affected industries is no, if we talk the retails, as Dr. Kalyan said, yes, the markets, the malls, the retails, the job market, yes, the cinemas, the automobile industry, everything has been affected and hit. Absolutely right. But the possibilities of the post period, if we look at, right, this period, if we see, okay, the sporting infrastructure is not being allowed to maintain. It's not been listed in the facility management list, right, with the minimum staff also. Because there are so many questions somewhere, because once these stadiums will open up, are they going to be going up for the renovation, or it's going to be, a situation where there are athletes are going to be getting to train? So many questions involved there, right? So it's a situation that everybody is stuck. But the sites that developed during this period, even we are seeing on television, the kids, the children have got into more of internet gaming. Yes, the esports has really taken a jump somewhere. I don't know how many are going to be engaging. That's a big area of research. I can't comment on it. I don't have the data. But I would say somewhere it's engaged the population so much into the digital, the e-world, that somewhere there was a bit when the esports were to take on. I don't know whether this is going to be the time when it's going to be pushed at the higher level. And somewhere everybody wants the traditional sports, the grounds to be vibrant again, the sporting action to come back. Yes, we look at the different sports where the online gaming is happening, the sports is happening. Chess is one of the examples that the championships are going on online. There's so many sports which are happening online. But when we talk about our own field of physical education, yes, it's interesting to see all over India that people are taking up
Nakshi, your
education.
mic is again on. It has been paused.
Hello,
Yeah. Yeah.
can you
Please
hear
carry on.
me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was saying somewhere uh, the whole sports is taking up, and let's see how things change and how things shape up in the post era. But I would say the post COVID-19 era, definitely the industries which are going to come up are going to be the e-based ones. Let's say the digital marketing. Yes, the entrepreneurship is one of the key areas that's going to be taking on. And somewhere I would say it's a force entrepreneurship also, because people have to move on and reinvent the whole thing. Somewhere I hope the entire environment, if we see the possibility of the green and the clean, we know the way the pollution levels have come down, in not only in our country but the entire world. There is a blessing when we see the nature recovering from the whole situation, the resources getting back to the normal, and we see the normal life of the other creatures also being appreciated, the other species. We often hear in news that okay, it's the clean water of the rivers, or so somewhere the nature is healing. There is always a blessing of whatever is happening around this particular situation. So the key thing, that the takeaways I would say is the time to reinvent and rethink, explore the possibilities. That is going to be the key of leadership. More and better understanding for a better world tomorrow. That's where I would like to stop.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi. And I would now open the house for everyone to maybe ask something or for Professor Ravi. Professor Ravi.
I really thank both presenters for their wonderful presentation, and really indeed a great day for all of us listening from mention that is thought-provoking thoughts. Firstly, the Kalyan, he has lot of disturbance. Unmute and again.
Yeah, we can hear you.
రవి సార్ మీరు మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి, మీరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి సార్.
Yes, yes. So Kalyan has given the leadership on 3 types, and he has shown us how our great leader Modi ji has taken initiative, and we are very much ahead. Though we are democratic country, he rightly pointed out that mature democracy, mature democracy, and we have faith on our leader, where whatever call he is giving, we are abiding. That means the democracy from the top to the grassroots level, we are able to understand what our leader is telling. So ours is a mature democracy. That's why the results are wonderful. Even WHO, the developed countries, they are taking a lead that India, and they are focusing towards the India. And second thing, he talked about the comparison between India, between China and American leaders. It's also wonderful how the China has gone out, and how, and also he told that this democracy should be in such a way like America, where the governor also can question the American president. That's how the democracy should be, but it is not there in our country. Of course, days to come, it will be wonderful. And also he has pointed out the leadership quality, where 1.3 million crores, that is crores, has been released by financial minister. And today, if we see that 68,000 crores has been, banks has been taken out, so that our economy, no problem about the economy, our welfare and health of the poor and needy is a must. That is our leaders' call. So everything has been pointed out very well by Kalyan. And also he has told in days to come, whatever Endamuri Virendranath has told, he thought that there should not be any malls, any buses, any airport, or so on and so forth. Only the poor and needy and the deserving, they have to get the food, and they have to be on the reality. The same thing has come now. And also in the post era, you have forgotten your leader, Jagan. Yesterday, Jagan told, the CM told that yes, there are poisonous snakes, there are tigers, there are people, terrorists, everybody are there in this world, but still there are viruses, but still we are just going on, marching on. So COVID also, we have to march on, we have to face. That's what our leader has said, Jagan has told. But yesterday I was thinking what this young boy was going on telling in this way. But today, when I just gone through the news, WHO has admitted, Infosys, Narayan Swamy has admitted, even the president of our prime minister also said, yes, COVID-19 will be there. We have to march on. We have to know the invent, whatever the new things which we are going to do, we have to go on. That is the post era of the COVID. And I really appreciate Kalyan for your effort. Really, it is wonderful and thought-provoking. And also, I thank Meenakshi Pahuja madam for enlightening us. And she has told about the e-learning, online classes. And she also rightly pointed out that the trainers who are training, where they're training for Olympics, They have invented their own resources, whatever possible way they have to get best training, they have invented. So she said, pointed out, everybody should be a leader, and those qualities the one must imbibe, and they have to have a concept of reinventing what is the possible way they can do. So, and explore the possibility and get along in this COVID-19. That's what she said. Thank you very much. Wonderful presentation, both the presenters. Thank you.
I'm very much thankful to
Any
my
other
great
person?
guru, Professor Napess garu. So because of him, right now I am here. So thank you very much, sir. Because of your blessings only we are here. Thank you very much, sir.
I would, before taking leave, and I would just like to say that today a lot of positive news have come, and it's very hopeful that there are about 319 zones which have been declared as the green zones in our country. There are 15 states of our country which are not having a single red zone. If you see the detailed report released today by the ministry, it's very hopeful that the green zones are growing in our country. The recovery rate is growing. Let's be hopeful. Stay strong, stay safe.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank
We
you,
are under
Kalyan.
red
Is there
zone,
anybody
madam. We
else?
are still, we have to maintain the lockdown.
Yeah, anyone else would like to speak? Because we are running short of time now. It's time to conclude. Okay, so that was
Chinnapreddy sir.
ready, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Your mic is on. Please start. Please start.
Yeah, it's a wonderful presentation by Dr. Actually, let me congratulate, because I want the youngsters to come forward and take part in this. Really, the seniors are already there to guide you. To our expectation, both of you have done a fantastic job.
Thank you so much, Chinappa, sir. And once again, on behalf of all the members, me being the Vice President of Napess, I would like to, on behalf of the entire Napess team, I would like to convey my thanks to both the speakers, Dr. Kalyan and Dr. Meenakshi. And I would hereby say that we are going to continue tomorrow again, and that will be at 3 p.m. where we will be talking about some innovations which we can do during and post-COVID era. So let's all of us get together tomorrow at 3 p.m. Stay safe, stay home, and keep smiling, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Venu.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
It's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all of you.
Really
Bye bye.
appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Nice one.
Bye.
Kalyan, thank you very much.